Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on the channel, and we are back to our survival series, and it's been quite a while since we've actually played on here and done a proper episode. Well, at least it's been a while since I've recorded on here. I did a little bit of a recording last night that should have went up yesterday, 2 days ago from the time this video went up. And it was just a little bit of a channel update that I did when I walked around here and just kind of explained some things. So, we're back in the village, and if you remember last episode, I think it was last episode, it's been around 2 weeks since I've actually recorded one of the videos, but I think it was last episode, we went ahead and made a villager trading hall, and, well, I remodeled it all completely, and I'm just gonna go and say right now, this is not a great design that I went with, but basically I changed it out, and this is something that I completely made by myself, but I took inspiration from a few different things. But it's a bad design, honestly. It's a good one for what we're doing here. I don't plan to ever like really trade any of these villagers out, but yeah, these villagers definitely could be in a better position than they are, and I don't know. I think this is fine the way that we've done it, but yeah. So what the way this one works is it's kind of almost too complicated to explain how it works, but it's not like a manual drop-in system. So basically, a villager will come through here and say this. Yeah, that's another annoyance about this, but say this is active right here. So that means the first villager to go through the cart here, or in a cart, will get ejected from the cart into that hole, but the only way they can get ejected into the hole there is if this trapdoor, which is not letting me click, I might only be able to see if we can do it now. Okay, so that trapdoor has to be closed like that while they come through, and then it'll inject them onto there. Or if this one next to it is also closed, it'll eject them onto one of those two, and then so on and so forth. So it's a very manual system. It's definitely not meant to be one where we have it just automatically drop them in, and that's fine. I'm okay with doing a little bit of low maintenance on it, but it still has the drop down for the villagers, and there's a zombie in there. I'll show it real briefly, but they still fall and can still get hurt by the zombie, but then we just lift them back up. And then there's another annoying thing with this design is, so basically when these are all shut like that, then these guys can see each other's heads, and then if they're, say we're changing to a zombie and then turn back, they'll talk to each other when they have line of sight, and that'll lower the prices of the people next to them. So that's a nice benefit of this. But downside is, I found out that when I was doing this in my creative test world for this design, is if a zombie villager comes back up, if he's not closed in like this and he has line of sight, he'll start attacking the other villagers. So it's not great. It requires a lot of very specific things while working on it, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. I don't mind having to do a few manual things when it comes to this. And we still have our good librarians here. One of these guys has the dual mending enchantment. There's the dual silk touch. There's the, no, I thought that was the dual mending. This guy is the dual respiration, and I think this is the dual mending one. No? Uh-oh. Okay, here's the dual mending. I was gonna say, I thought for certain I got him and left him there. But the rest of these guys, as you can see, have all been kind of moved into their cell. I did this a little bit when I was working it. But back here at the very back, I'm trying not to carry on too much here, but we'll have a little system that the villagers will come down and sit here, and then we can convert them into a zombie here and lock in their trades, and then send them over here and, yeah, launch them off to wherever they're going, the better place. But I don't know. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what I want to do there. We're not going to be working on that this episode, but I just want to show you guys I did change up this place a lot, and also it got more space in between the stalls, or however you want to say that. And something that I showed in the video I did last night, I'm just going to get this out of the way real quick, is I changed my name on here my Minecraft name to Gator Duck on Quack, and I still have all my minutes saved under my other name or my old name. I just have to type in scoreboard and then players list Hitty, and then all of my previous statistics are here, and there's minutes played, so I can transfer that over to this new name, and yeah, we won't have lost any minutes or any of the other things if I decide to transfer them all over. But I'm not set in stone on keeping my name as Gator Duck on Quack on here. I might change it back to Hitty, and we were pranked. I completely forgot about this. Oh, yeah, so one of the people that are on the server with us decided to go ahead and build a big Fortnite sign out of the two best looking blocks in the game. Yes, diorite and granite. My two favorite blocks in the entire game. He just built a sign out of both of them, and he made it the worst sign ever. Like, let's be honest. I don't like Fortnite. Nobody should like Fortnite. Fortnite is evil. I played Fortnite for around a year and a half, possibly longer, and I regret every second I invested into that game. I was even good at it at one point, and I regret it so much. But yeah, we're gonna be taking this down. He stole our sea lanterns to build the base of it, but no, not really stole. But yeah, we're gonna be taking that down. So I think that's all the catching up we need to do, and now we could just get straight on to the project that I want to work on this episode, which is outside the city walls here. So we have all of this sugarcane that I planted just to kind of get easy paper for a little bit. But we're going to be building some tents out here and just kind of make it feel a little bit lived in outside the city walls. Because currently, as soon as you get into the city, it's super nice and kind of feels very lived in. All the buildings, the houses and stuff that we've been working on. But I want to indirectly improve this place by working on what's outside of it. So I went ahead and AFK'd at the mob farm that we have for, I don't know, probably only around 2 hours, but it was enough to get a little bit of string, so we should go, I can't English, so we should be able to go ahead and make some wool and make some tents out here and try to make it feel a little bit lived in, and possibly capture ourselves a wandering trader and put him out here as kind of a wandering trader that travels to the village. But yeah, I'm not going to carry on with this too long, and I'll just go ahead and get to work on that. Alright everyone, so I just got done working a little bit on some tents, and yes, they're all white, which will be changing in the future, but I just kind of wanted to establish a design here, and this is definitely not going to be a design that we go through with all the tents, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to get something established here, because I think this looks really good just as to bring a little bit of life to the outside of the city. So we got some pretty basic stuff. We just got a small tent here, or kind of a medium tent, I guess, with a crafting table, a lantern, a bed, and then 2 chests, and then we have this tent, which is actually a little bit, ooh, maybe it's not, wait a second here, I accidentally made them the same size, didn't I? This tent was supposed to be 1 block longer, I think. Oh well, whoopsie on my part. Anyway, yeah, so this tent got the same thing going on. Crafting table, a bed, and 1 chest. And over here, this is kind of like a smaller tent that would just be for 1 person. Or I suppose all these would be for 1 person, but this would just be kind of like to stay the night and not actually to store anything or stay here a few days. So he's just got a little bit of a towel type of thing to lay on. And we have a fire pit here, or campfire with some sitting things outside of it. I don't really know. Those are okay stools, I suppose. I was going to use logs, but they just kind of feel like they're a little bit too tall. So I rolled with those. We'll see how that works. But yeah, I added some lanterns outside as well. So the thing with this place is, we're probably going to definitely have a couple of these tents change color, and we're definitely going to add more tents, because in the long run, I would like to kind of open up this area back here and bring this back a little bit and dig all this down a little bit. So I started off kind of doing that a little bit here, and just to kind of experiment with the way it would look, but it's not done on a large scale, so it doesn't look that good. But we definitely want to make this not so shallow. We want to make it deeper, and then we will be able to make a little bit of room for like boats and docks and stuff out here, which will kind of make sense on how these guys show up. So pretty much we'll have wandering traders and stuff like that, not the Minecraft ones, but just traders that will come from other places, and they'll dock their ships here, or they'll come on the ship, etc. And oh, I got distracted here looking at this cat, but it's stuck in a boat. That's hilarious. That's a good way to probably achieve getting pet cats. But yes, anyway, we'll have boats here in the future and stuff after we dig this down a little bit, and then we can imagine that the people out here in the tents come in on the boats, and then they stay out here in the tents with their goods that they want to trade to the people within the city limits. And the people from the cities will probably come out here and trade with them, or they can go into the city and trade, I'm sure. But the point is, they won't actually be living within the city. They're just going to be visiting and kind of staying on the outside of the city in these tents. And I took fall damage somehow, but yeah. That's what I envision for this area. We're definitely going to have a lot more variety in the tents. I don't want them to all look uniform, but I built these two alike, kind of thinking with the idea maybe those are two different people that came together, and they're going to be just kind of like staying in separate tents, but they're from the same faction or something, trying to help out here. And then another thing is, we definitely need to establish some sort of fishing dock or something for the fishermen, and kind of set up an area that looks like it's actually made for fishing. And there's just a whole lot of work to do with this area. We need to definitely dig this all down, but I just want to establish kind of a design here. But we are going to head off and do something a little bit different. Okay, so we are back, and this is where we are going to be doing a project today. And I know what you're thinking, isn't this the mining mesa? What would there possibly be for a project out here? Well, we kind of don't have really a good spot to stay. Like, this is the bed that I sleep in when I'm here, and these are the chests I kind of toss like the stuff I have no space for in, and yeah, we don't have a whole lot going on here. So what I'm thinking is we need to build an outpost here. So the way that we're going to be doing that is I'm going to try and flatten a little bit of land here, because I want the outpost to follow a certain thing that I'm going to be doing. I'll show you in a minute. It's kind of hard to explain what I want to do, I guess, or at least it's hard for me to explain, so I'm going to go ahead and make preparations for what we're going to be building here. Okay, so here's what I got so far. We just have a hole. But you might notice what I'm going to be doing. So I dug it all the way down to the stone level here, and then we're going to be building our thing on top of this stone layer. So it's going to be kind of sunk down for right now, but later on, as this place develops, we're slowly going to be able to expand outward from here, and it won't be sunk down anymore. That's kind of the plan. That's kind of my idea behind this. So yeah, we want to build it at the base stone level, and I had a center marked out for this thing, but like a derp, I accidentally went ahead and got rid of the center. So we just go to one of the corners real quick and do this. We should get the center, and it looks like these corners line up perfect. So there we have our center of where the build is going to go, which is right here on top of that block. So we'll try and work around the center here, but I have a few ideas for this thing that kind of inspired by old faction servers. Like, I suppose faction servers probably still use a similar thing to this, but if you ever played on like a faction server, failed that jump miserably, when you would spawn into the game or the server, you would usually be in kind of like a safe zone, air quotes, and you would from there be able to walk up to the edge of the safe zone, and you would just have a drop down that you would drop down into. Yeah, pretty obvious what we would do there. And then you would be unable to jump back up. There wouldn't be ability to build or anything, and you would just kind of be stuck out there. And that's kind of what I have in mind for this build. So I also brought some stone and stuff and a few building blocks this here. So we have the smooth stone here, but we're not going to be using smooth stone. We are going to be using stone bricks, and I need to turn this thing back on. Yes, that beauty. So we're going to be using stone bricks for this, which is probably going to look pretty bad just because of how many stone bricks I'm going to be using, but we'll go back later and variate it with some other types of stone and stuff like that, possibly. I'm not entirely sure yet. And then we have a little bit of wood and some other stuff and a few chiseled stone bricks. So I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be doing exactly yet, but I have a pretty good idea. So, okay, so we're going to want to go ahead and probably, I would say, right about here. Yeah, let's see here. So we would take these out like so, and then we'd have a little bit of like a breaker wall here, and then we'll go ahead and toss some more stone bricks up on top like so. We'll probably do like, we'd probably take this wall in by one more actually, and then here on the outside I have a crafting table over here. So here on the outside we would go ahead and take something like some stone stairs like so, and just go ahead and run that across, and then we kind of have like this looking thing here like that, which is where we're going to use some ladders. And now bear with me, this is probably not going to look that great, but that's kind of the beauty behind it. So we're going to just toss some ladders here. So usually in like a faction server you would have an edge where you walk up to like this, then there'd be a little drop down hole, but obviously there won't be ladders because they wouldn't want you to get back up into the spawn area if you were in a fight down there to like run from the fight. So yeah, we're going to be kind of doing that little bit of a concept here, but obviously we're going to be having ladders so you can get back up. And that'll kind of mark like probably the outer wall for the little fort that we're going to be building. Then I wanted to leave a space of at least 3 or so on each of the sides. So yeah, I'm not really sure what all we're going to do next, but yeah, this should be our little bit of an outer wall. I think I'm going to go ahead and try and kind of round it off like so. So we should be able to toss, yeah, okay, that's a good shape right there. Perfect. So we should just be able to kind of round off the corners by doing this. Alright everyone, so I've been doing a little bit more work on this thing, and I think it turned out pretty good as far as like the first shape of the interior of the first floor here. And I want this thing to have probably around 4 floors, possibly 3 or 4 floors. We're probably going to go with 3 just because it seems to be a little bit better of a number. And I've been kind of breaking down a little bit of the wall up top there so we can get a little bit better view of this thing. But we're going to have some storage chests on the inside here right when we come up, and then we need to figure out a way to get up to the next level. We might just end up using some more ladders. As lame as that might be, we probably will go with a staircase somewhere, I suppose. I'm not entirely sure how we could do a staircase in here. I suppose we could probably fit a staircase back in this area, I suppose. Possibly. Not really sure how the staircase here would work, but I don't know. I'll look into it. Maybe we could walk this way and then up. That would actually probably be a pretty decent staircase, I suppose. We'll go ahead and give that a try real quick. This would kind of end up being like the one that we got inside of our storage place back at the village. Yeah, that could work as a stairway up. Yeah, we'll have to, let's build a little bit of a wall around it. Yeah, I think this could work. Then we could do the same thing on this side so it would match. Let's get a couple more stairs. Okay, let's go ahead and toss a stair there. And we'll put one behind there. How do we do that there? Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't be the greatest of staircases. Definitely could do better, but I think for the small amount of space that we have here, this would probably be pretty decent. It would pretty much come out about as far as the chest do. So I don't think that's too big of a deal. I think we could definitely get away with that, but I think we might end up making the floor a little bit taller though. So I don't know. We can work on something like that later. But anyway, I am about to head to bed, so I'm gonna go ahead and AFK at our creeper or general mob farm and get some more string so we can get a whole bunch more wool. So yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright everyone, so I just got done AFKing overnight, roughly 8 or 9 hours, I'm not really entirely sure, but we are here to check what we got, and it should be top chef. English. Okay, I give up, okay. It should be the top chest that fills last, so we'll start at the bottom, and that's kind of underwhelming. That's all the string we got then. Oh well, looks like everything else is rather filled up though. Nice. Okay, so everything else is all at the top, I believe, except, well, that's the string chest, and then there's gunpowder maxed out, and we don't have anything in this chest. That's for slime balls, but I never actually applied the filter to that yet, or transfer them over to this farm, I suppose. Definitely has a filter there though. Anyway, everyone, as much as I would love to finish up what we start building this episode over like the outpost that we're going to be making in the mining mesa, I just checked how much time we have already used up for this video, and well, we've definitely have pushed the limits, so I'm just going to end it here, and we will work on the outpost at the beginning of next episode. So I hope everyone enjoyed this stop by, and I will see you in the next episode if you tune in for it. So thank you everyone for watching. If you really did make it this far, please feel free to leave a like or even subscribe, and I will see you next time. Did you see that? Did you see that? I gracefully jumped off, and I'm in the sky flying now. Okay, we're going.